Hello everybody, welcome back to 47 and Counting. My name is JD from 8-Bit Garden, and today we're going to be having a little bit of a chatty video. I'm not entirely sure what the title or general topic will be just yet. I had a system friend of mine write up some questions, and I'm going to be answering those, so let's get to it. Number 1, how do you communicate with your system? What's the most common way? So we have a couple of different ways. One of them is a Discord server that is just for our system. That one is pretty helpful, but we don't use it as much as we probably should. We also have a mailbox that we use. It's like one of those Valentine's Day Minecraft mailboxes. Val picked it out for me. And we have been trying to use that more, but it's proven difficult with like fragments because it's mostly people like reaching out to specific people in the system, and fragments don't get reached out to, and they're also kind of like, I don't know who to reach out to. So that is also not getting used as often as we would like. But our biggest way of communicating through the system is through Stephanie. With her being around all the time, she has a way of spreading the word. I would say she's the most common way, is just learning things through Stephanie. Number 2, who fronts the most often? So this is kind of a trick question for me because not really anybody. I could pull up my Simply Plural analytics and tell you who's fronted the most often in the last week, but it would be different every week, if not even more so. We don't have a host. We don't want a host. And right now, we're so stressed that we don't really have frequent fronters either. It's just the most random assortment of people fronting day in and day out. Number 3, what is your Headspace inner world like? So, it's not super developed. For us, when we say Headspace, we usually refer to the part of the inner world closest to the front, if that makes sense. The headspace is usually pretty organized, but the inner world itself is not. It's very abstract. It's very much not complete. Not that anyone's inner world is ever complete because it's ever changing. But, I mean, we have plenty of alters who don't even really know anything about what they get up to in the inner world, so I would say our inner world is confusing and abstract. Do you find that different alters have very different coping? Yeah, absolutely. We all generally cope with music, but there are still differences. Let me see if I can think of anything. I mean, there are some alters who would rather dance, and there are some alters who would rather, like, hit a punching bag as a form of relief. So, you know, like, get Mallory versus Remy, and you'll get the dance versus punching bag thing. So, yeah, definitely coping is something that varies between alter to alter. What is it like for you when you meet another system? Depending on certain factors, it's usually pretty exciting. We like meeting new systems. We just don't use it as, like, an excuse to trust them right off the bat, you know? Like, I feel like a lot of people who are part of a minority, and I'm speaking from experience, they start to think at a young, impressionable age at least, they start to think that just because someone is in your minority group that you can trust them not to hurt you. And I have found that to be very untrue. A lot of queer people have hurt me. So, yeah, we don't use it as a way to just trust someone right off the bat, but it is still pretty cool. What is the easiest way to notice that you have switched? How do you tell that you've switched? There's a couple of things that can happen. We can look down at our outfit and decide we hate it. We can realize the music we're listening to we think is garbage. We can look at body language. Our fiance often points out when he thinks we've switched, and he's usually right. For us, it's mostly music, body language, and outfit choice. What do you do when you can't figure out who's fronting? That's what I use Simply Plural for. It's why we have 9,000 folders. I don't give my Simply Plural out to just anybody, but to my friends who have it watching this, I'm serious. Like, those folders are, like, barely for you. Like, the information in the, you swipe over from the bio, that's like half for me, half for you guys. But those 9,000 100 million folders are all for us. Because if we don't know who's fronting, we start to go with, okay, well, what do we identify with? For example, do we identify with masculine pronouns? Is it only masculine pronouns? Are we very angry right now? Or are we more happy? Or are we more sad? Or are we feeling relaxed? Or are we feeling very anxious? Do we think we might be effective? Do we feel like we have a connection to a specific source? We have folders for different sources. We really just organize everything the best we can, and Simply Plural is the easiest way I've found to do that. Lastly, what is the toughest part of being a system, and in general, what is it like? For us, the toughest part is just being fragmented in general, which is kind of a cop-out answer. But, I mean, I don't know, like, everyone will cite their own drawbacks to being many people in one, but ours is that everything takes so much longer, and everything feels so much bigger, and I know a big part of that is our BPD, but it's just like, it's impossible to keep up, it's impossible to keep up. So that I would say is the toughest part. And in general, what's it like? I don't know what it's like to not be a system. I don't know, it's kind of different for everybody. For us, it's a whole lot of fluidity and constant change, and sometimes that can be extremely stressful. But yeah. That's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry we haven't been posting much. I'm going through hell. So I'll see you next time. Goodbye.